This is 7-3 classwork, multiplying binomials. As we go through these odds together, I'm going to go ahead and set up every single odd number problem because I want you to see that you're doing the exact same steps every time, okay? The first term I want to split. When I say split, I mean I'm going to write the C here, I'm going to make a little space and write the -6 part over here. I'm going to write the second little binomial part twice. I'm going to write one here in the little space I made, and then one here over here to the right of the -6. That is set up and ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and do number 3 the same way. Split my 3x, my +1 over here, or actually it can be just a 1, and then write the second one twice. 5x minus 3, 5x minus 3. Now don't just keep watching the video if you're not following what I'm doing. Just pause the video, take a look at this. The 3x is here, the 1 is here. The 5x minus 3 is written twice. Same thing here. The first term here, c, is here, the -6 is here, and I wrote the second part twice. C minus 4, C minus 4. I'm doing that on all of these. You see that? I did the same thing. Split it, wrote the second one twice. Number 7, I split it, write the second one twice. Number 9, I split the first one again, write the second one twice. Here we have 3 parts. I can still do it. I'm going to split the first one. K and -5. I put a little more space since I have more to write in here. I'm going to write the second one twice. K squared minus 5k plus 2. And again, k squared minus 5k plus 2. And lastly, 13. You can do it exactly how it's written. And you know what? Since it is written that way, I'll do it exactly how it's written. How do I split this one? It has 3 terms. Well, I'm going to write the first term here. So make some space, write the second term, make some space, write the last term. The only difference with this last one is I'm writing the second one 3 times. Sometimes it's good to do one part of the process over and over so you can see what's really happening, okay? Now that we've done that, let's go ahead and distribute. Let's see if I have some other colors here. I'll try to use a different color just to show my distribution arrows. My C multiplies here and here. My -6 multiplies here and here. All right, so C times C, C squared. C times -4 or -4 is -4C. That's my new part of this one. Here, -6 times C, -6C. -6 times -4 is positive 24. Okay, notice the middle 2 terms are like terms. I can combine those. -4 and -6 gives me -10, so I get -10C. My first term is still C squared. My last term is still plus 24. That's the answer. You go from this to that, doing those steps. It's the same steps every time, as we just saw. I'm going to do this here. Distribute, distribute. We have 3x times 5x, 15x squared. 3x times -3, -9x. Here we have 1 times 5x, that's just 5x. Notice I did put a plus sign there because these guys aren't multiplied, they're added. He's not negative, so I put a plus sign. 1 times -3 is -3. middle terms are going to combine. They have the same last name. So my first term is 15x squared. My middle term combined is going to be negative 4x. My last term is still minus 3. There you go. Let's look at number 5. We have our little arrows here, here. 5t times 5t is 25t squared. 5t times negative 1 is minus 5t. Now we do negative 1 here. Negative 1 times 5t is minus 5t. Negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. Our middle terms, again, combine. They have the same last name. So my first term I rewrite, 25t squared. My middle term, it's not 0. They both have the same sign. I get negative 10t. My last term, plus 1. Let's take a look at 7. Okay, we distribute here. We distribute here. X times x, x squared. X times negative 5, negative 5x. 3 times x, 3x. Remember what I said a minute ago. You have to put a plus sign right there. 3 times negative 5, negative 15. Again, we see the middle terms are like terms. Look at your signs closely. We have more negatives than positives. We subtract. 5 minus 3 is 2. But since the 5 was the negative one, it's negative 2x. My first term is x squared. My last term is minus 15. That's my answer. Number 9, distribute. It's a lot of little steps. The thing that makes it tricky for some people is it is a lot of steps, but all the steps are little steps. Okay? The more solid you are in your math fundamentals, the easier it gets. W times W, W squared. W times 8, 8W. Negative 4 times W minus 4W. Negative 4 times 8 is minus 32. Middle terms again, like terms. 8W minus 4W is 4W. My first term, bring it down. That's positive. My last term, bring it down. It's negative. That's my answer. Number 11. This is the one that had 3 parts, 3 terms that we wrote twice. Same process though, for the most part. Notice I'm writing a lot of stuff down. I notice many of you guys are trying to get away with this with writing as little as possible. You're really only hurting yourselves. You really need to show your work. The more you have on paper, the less you have in your brain all at once that could potentially get mixed up. Okay? It's really beneficial to you to write your steps down on paper. K times k squared is k to the 3rd power. K times negative 5k is negative 10k squared. K times 2 is 2k. That's the first part. Now, negative 5 times k squared, negative 5k squared. Negative 5 times negative 5k, positive 25k. Negative 5 times 2, negative 10. Now, since we have more terms, we have more to combine. Let's go through it carefully. I have k to the 3rd power. Do I see any other of those? No. So my front term is k to the 3rd power because it's the biggest exponent I have. Okay? Let's take a look at k to the 2nd power. I have a negative 10 k to the 2nd power. I also have negative 5 k to the 2nd power. I don't have any others, so a negative 10 and a negative 5 give me negative 15 k to the 2nd power. That's my second biggest term. Exponent, so that's my second term. So I've taken care of those 3. Next, I have 2k and I have 25k. Add those together and I get 27k. It's positive. Lastly, I have my minus 10. So now I have it in standard form. and I have everything simplified, combined. Okay, 13. We have 2x squared times this, and then 2x times this, and then minus 6 times this. Okay, let's go through it. We have 3 distributions here, just because that is the way the problem. The first polynomial in our set is actually a trinomial this time. We haven't seen that yet. Last time we had a binomial and a trinomial. Now we have a trinomial and a binomial. You could have actually switched the order. You could have done it just like 11 if you switched the order. But I'm just showing you can do it in whatever order and still get the answer. 2x squared times 3x, 6x cubed. 2x squared times minus 4, minus 8x squared. 2x times 3x is 6x squared. 2x times minus 4 minus 8x. Negative 6 times 3x, negative 18x. Negative 6 times negative 4, positive 24. Let's combine like terms. Again, we look for the biggest exponent. There it is in the front again. I'm going to rewrite that because I don't have any others to combine it with, so that's part of my answer. Next, look for the next biggest exponent. I have x to the power of 2. How many of those do I have? I have 2 of those guys. Combine those terms. 8 minus 6 is 2, but I have the 8's the bigger one. It's negative, so it's going to be negative 2x squared. Okay. Next, I have these x terms, negative 8x, negative 18x. That's going to give me negative 26x. Lastly, I just have that plus 24 to write on the end. There's the answer. Okay? Those are the odd-numbered problems. Let us know if you have more questions.